up. I will put a marker here for Games of the Year. No, it's one that I thought you'd played. Hang on. Oh, okay. All right. Let's go to YouTube, shall we? So I already talked a little bit about this in terms of like games that we played throughout the year and games that like we were enjoying, I guess, and just because the fact that we've already talked a little bit on stream. Oh, that's from last year. No, Alex, that's from last year. Untitled Goose Game was last year. See, that's the thing, the blur, essentially. But I do like Dummy Thick a lot. I think that's probably my favorite clip. My favorite of my own clips. We'd have our own favorites. Sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I'm funny. But let's talk about games that came. So, I will talk about some of the games that are coming out, the ones I've played. I won't talk about other ones that have come out that I haven't played because I can't really review them. But there are some games that like came out that I really enjoyed that I think are just worth talking about. Also, didn't I play... Chat, did I not play Scott Pilgrim on stream? I mustn't have played it on stream. Which is kind of a crazy thing to say. Did I really not play Scott Pilgrim on stream? Huh. Okay. So this one is interesting because some of these will be re-releases, so I'm not going to talk about them in the same way as new releases. They're more honorable mentions, I would say. So if you never played Scott Pilgrim when it first came out, I'm a big fan of the comic, big fan of the movie, big fan of the game. But the game became unobtainable. Ubisoft lost the rights to Scott Pilgrim, and it was the worst. Like I could not re-download my an old game on my own, like on the PS3. Like, so yeah, it coming back out again was very good. It's basically, it is the same game. It's literally the same game, but it's a really fun beat 'em up. Has good humor, amazing art. I love Paul Robertson's art. The music was Anna Managuchi, and really, really good soundtrack. Just a fantastic game. And I went and unlocked every character again. I played a lot of this game again. So this kind of got an honorable mentions because it's a re-release, but I think it's worth people checking out. Similarly, Monster Rancher 1 and 2. And we'll jump in so we don't have to listen to a lot of talkie. So, Kazumi Fujita, thank you for bringing back the series. I'm so glad this has happened. But, yeah. You've seen me been playing this. We've been playing it recently. I cannot believe just how much, again, jumping back into it and being like, this is just fun. This is just dumb fun, and I'm really, really glad it's here. I hope this is a sign of things to come, that we're going to get Monster Rancher, like, 6, I think it is, 6 or 7. It would be fantastic to get a monster raising game in this generation that isn't Digimon. Fuck, I would want a Digimon game, honestly. I prefer a Digimon game still. Don't tell Monster Rancher team that. But these games are just something special and something fun, and it's cool to see that like the nostalgia that Japan had isn't just shared by Japan. It's like globally people are enjoying it, and people have been watching it, and people know more than me about it, and I think that's really fun. I think that, again, the big thing is that this game has got the whole database of 600,000 like different monsters, so then we can just chat, pick a song, pick a game, pick a title, pick a thing, and we can just search it up and make a monster. And we've gotten some really funny memey ones. very much into the fact that we've been making walls our thing. So can't wait to see where that goes. But now for the re-release of the year, which is another remaster. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There's one more remaster that's actually a bit bigger. I love Nier. Nier is so good.
Maybe I'll put you in the goddamn furnace. How can someone with such a big smart brain get hypnotized like a little bitch, huh? Oh, Shadow Lord, I love you, Shadow Lord. Come over here and give Vice a big sloppy kiss, Shadow Lord. Now pull your head out of your goddamn ass and start fucking helping us.
Man, it's so good that they kept this as the opening cinematic. That's the opening cinematic whenever you open the game. That's what this is playing right now. A remaster to a game that did not sell well at all, but because of Automata's success, Yoko Taro is now hailed as a king. The niche that was no one knowing what the fuck Nier was or Drakengard now is in a space where it is a beloved cult classic. And getting a re-release of this game is madness to me. This is, I feel like we've stepped into a weird timeline. People have played Nier now, and that's fucking amazing. And I love this game to death. I think this is a really good remaster. It's basically the original game, just with a new coat of paint. The extra story is okay in the middle, but the extra story at the end for completing everything is fantastic. For fans of the series and the overarching universe, super duper worth it. Like, I very, very much suggest people to pick up this game just because it's just that much fun. I love Nier. I think that it's interesting because I remember it being really grindy, but that's only if you want 100% it. It can be a little grindy in some spaces, but it's definitely not as bad as I remember certain things needing to be. We did it in a pretty relatively brisk pace, and I was very happy, like, with how all of it turned out. All the emotional moments still hit hard. I think that they redid some of the voice lines, and they added a couple of extra voice lines, and I think it does add to it, but at the same time, it definitely doesn't take away from the experience. I think that it's just super, super well done. And here's hoping that the new project that Yoko Taro has been saying there is and isn't existing is actually like a reality. Like, hopefully we are getting something Nier related or something else, because we have got Voice of Cards, but Voice of the Dragon, that's not related. That's a completely separate thing. I don't think we're going to get a Drakengard game again. But yeah, I think that with how this is, people may actually pay attention when a new Nier game comes out now. So that's pretty fucking cool. However, I don't know which one hits me harder in nostalgia, because we didn't get one, but we got two remasters that I never thought would ever happen. The second remaster, which is probably the better one, is Demon's Souls. We got a re-release of Demon's Souls. It's no longer trapped on the PS3. Bluepoint, the team that remade Shadow of the Colossus, remade Demon's Souls. And it's amazing. It's so good. This is a really good remaster. The thing is, they didn't change a whole heap of problems that Demon's Souls has. I still think Demon's Souls has a lot of problems in it. I think Dark fixed a lot of stuff. But there's something about the tone and some of the areas and the story of Demons, especially being the first Souls game, that just resonates with me. That I picked it up on a whim originally on the PS3, and it was amazing. I knew that this series was something special. I could never ever predicted the sales figures that was Dark Souls. But like Nier, the subsequent sequels allowed them to have enough popularity that they could go back and remake these games that were essentially cult classics now. And I think the fact that the Demon Souls PvP and online servers have been taken down to be replaced with these ones, very good. I feel like this game will now have like a new breath of life for a good period of time. People have pretty much already dissected the complete everything about this game, but it means that the community that really enjoyed the like PvP experience and some of the world building and all that sort of stuff, to take it further, they can go back and find more. And I think a good example is the new art aesthetics, which were worked together with FromSoft, have allowed them to expand upon a whole heap of stuff that we were really hard to discern, like just in visuals. The fact that you have the camera that like can separate and move around so you can inspect different pieces of the environments, which is perfectly suitable for a game made by Bluepoint, because Bluepoint's capacity to make environmental art is incredible. Like, it's so good. I very, very impressed by this, and it makes sense that Bluepoint has now been picked up by Sony and fully employed by them, because there is a very, very high likelihood that they will be remastering other games. And Bloodborne may be one of them. Bloodborne may get remastered at this rate. I still think we're a little too early for it because the PS4 generation only just ended. But if we do eventually get a Bloodborne remaster, that will sell like crazy. If it gets that coat of paint that Bluepoint now masters at, it will sell like crazy. Alright, few more honorable mentions. I have not played this on stream, but fuck me if I've played a lot of it. Final Fantasy XIV's essentially final expansion to the main storyline that has been going on for years, Endwalker, came out. This is the thing I've been doing the most off stream of recent. And Endwalker is really good. You guys may have seen my little outbursts over on Twitter about this game, but it's really good. Like, it's everything we could have wanted. Like I said in the past, 14 is the best JRPG storyline currently in the industry, and possibly the best storyline overall at the moment. The fact that it cashes in everything comes full circle. 10 years of games have come together to a story that is extremely satisfying, very emotional, very heavy. It goes to crazy places that I can't spoil because it just is that good. It's very hard to talk about this game just in terms of like wanting to talk about specifics, but it is worth not talking about it because people should play the ending of this themselves. I honestly, the team that have made this game have put their heart and soul into it, and it shows. And this game really, really highlights what good writing for video games can do. Character writing, story writing, scenario writing. Like, it's really, really carries this game. And some of the visual moments that they use are so amazing. The final sequence is just incredible. And it's so funny because these visuals in this trailer, I feel like don't express. I feel like this trailer, now ironically rewatching back, is kind of a trick because it doesn't have like the vibe you get from a moment. Like them fighting the void, fighting the end, is not what it's about. It is something so much bigger. And it's curious because at some point they must have changed gears in terms of how they're writing the story. They lent the groundwork and then brought it together in a way that they thought they had decided was the better way to do it. And they make this character fantastic. Fan Daniel is a very, very well written character. Xenos has fantastic moments. Like, everything came together in such a way that was super, super worth it. And we did go to the moon, chat. We did go to the moon.
You took your time. 'Tis as we feared. The respite afforded this land.
And it makes me curious how they will handle the characters
The end draweth nigh.
in the future. Like, there is some changes that have happened to the world from the end of this storyline that makes me wonder just how they will approach storytelling with certain characters now. And just the fact that all the places we wanted to go, we get to go. All the things we wanted to learn, we got to learn. All the characters we want to see again, we got to see them again. Like, it did everything. I can't really think of many things that I think that I have to criticize with this. Apart from maybe the story pacing, I do feel like you kind of have a rocket strapped to your ass in this. Unlike Shadowbringers, where Shadowbringers was a very well-told story, and I think it's still... Shadowbringers probably still has a better storyline than this, in a sense, because there's a well-told Encompass story. This is the extended story. But because there's so much ground they have to cover, you kind of have no downtime. You have a lot of... you don't go and do side quests at all. There's no time to do side quests. You will be getting enough XP with the stat squash and everything like that, that you will just be doing the main story, essentially. And that's okay. I'll be honest, I was totally okay with that, because it was like watching an anime. You wanted to see what the fuck was Xenos up to. Like, what was his plan? You wanted to know what Fandaniel was actually the truth about him. Like, why was he doing everything he was? What the hell is the point of the moon? Like... just everything. Every beat was like a cliffhanger. Like, I logged off every single night wanting to know what happened next. Every beat was like, it dragged you into the next one. And that it turned into that situation where you just had that game that you wanted to play a little bit more. You wanted to play a bit more. You wanted to play a bit more. And you know you've done a good job when you hit that mark. Also, the soundtrack is fucking killer. I won't play it, but the final area you unlock's song is the best song that they've ever made. I love it so much. And I've now come full circle, and I actually really love this sound, this theme. I didn't think I liked this song as much as I like the Shadowbringers one, but that theme gets used really, really, really well. Yeah. Fantastic. I absolutely love that game. Bit of a change of gear from AAA MMO to small indie game that makes its mark. Suddenly, just as random and unpredictable as getting the original chapter for Deltarune, Chapter 2 was revealed. And it's really good. We played through all of Chapter 1, and easy mode, not easy mode, passive, aggressive. We did the same for Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. We saw the secret ending in Chapter 2. We played a lot of this game, but it was worth it. It's just that much fun. Toby Fox and his now team really figured out what they wanted to do with Deltarune, and it's just lots of mini games. There's lots of like new mechanics. It really does expand upon all the things that like we wanted to have like with Deltarune, like, and it gives us a whole heap of new story, new characters to love, spends more time with characters we do love, and an entire different setting. And it's as shorted as it is, I still think Toby Fox is a master at character writing and just enjoyable like world building, and just a fun experience. Very likely most people have played Deltarune. People love Undertale to such a degree that when this came to Steam and became more accessible, the likelihood that so many people were willing to play it now is a lot higher. Because there's a lot of people talked about how they weren't going to play it until all chapters were out. But Toby said, it's going to be quite a few many years before we get all of the chapters. So yeah, I think that probably going to be one of those things where probably worth playing it periodically if you're not going to do that. Pokemon Snap. We already talked about a bit of this game. I think this is beautiful. I think that Pokemon Company needs to really like lift their game.
This is the Lentil region.
I think that Pokemon Company need to figure out their shit, because I think that the other companies making Pokemon content are doing a better job. And this game is really pretty. It really captures the vibe of Pokemon. It makes them feel like they're like living creatures. And I much more prefer this. I would prefer to play this than the RPG in some elements now, because it's just really does highlight why people enjoy Pokemon, I think. Because it gives you that ability to imagine the world of Pokemon beyond like the battles, beyond like the trainers, and I think that should be more important. Like I said earlier, I do think this game is a little weaker than the original game in a few regards. Predominantly the puzzle element, the lack of harder puzzles or puzzles that seem to interact and cause like events. Like, your progression just happens naturally. The game encourages you more to repeat and get better than the original game did, in a way that's like, it's a little bit trying to stretch out the content. But there is enough content that you do end up getting new stuff on repeat journeys and stuff like that. You do get new tools and things like that. I think it's like, the fact that there's also a post-game. I think a post-game is like something that we didn't have in the original, which is really good. But again, it does feel like we may have like... I would love to see a more refined version of this, like one step further. I feel like if you can bring in the ideologies of the first game into this game, I think it would be really good. But yeah, really, really fun. And there's lots of little mechanics in here, like the like picture crafting and uploading your photos and sort of interacting with people that we didn't have in the original, which I didn't really interact with and I don't really care about, but I'm sure that would have given the game a little bit more legs for people and things. Welcome back, NC. I can't get over how pretty it looks. It's fantastic. It's gorgeous. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. But then once you see it in motion, it's very pretty. Very, very, very good looking game. Whoops, wrong search bar.
Is that the mythical Pokemon Celebi?
Alright. Let's talk about Strive. I haven't played a lot of fighting games in the past year or two, but holy shit. Strive goes hard. Strive is really good. I was not a huge fan of the idea of how they were going to change the combat, and the game does play a bit different, but it makes it very accessible. And it hit in a way that we were ready for, in a way, because people were excited for Xrd, but Strive sold so well. People know Arxis now. People now consider them to be possibly the best fighting game creators right now, and that's pretty crazy. Like, because considering people only really knew BlazBlue, kinda, in the past, and just was like, it's anime fighters. We don't play anime fighters, but everyone knows just how hot-blooded and fucking cool Guilty Gear is now, and it's pretty fun. The fact that you see memes, people did the Jack O meme. Like, we hit mainstream with Guilty Gear, which was not expected, like, to that point. But let's talk about that, more about the game. The game is very fun. The game is extremely fun. The music, the OST, of course, is just killer. I do think I have some issues with how some of the lyrics are. I feel like they leaned a little bit more on the how the lyrics sort of integrated in all the songs. I think is not as clean as it was in Exerd, but the visuals are just out of the park. Like they've now figured out this art style. They've applied it onto so many different games to a degree that now they can just make anything, like, and they keep refining. Like if you look at what DNF is looking like, you can see Granblue in it, you can see Guilty Gear in it. If a BlazBlue comes out again, which is unlikely because of the director leaving, but I think that we have a situation where Arxis will be king for quite some time, especially in the anime aspect. Like they are the anime fighting game company now. But that's to say, I haven't even touched on like each of the characters. Like I love all the characters. I do like some of the changes. Some I dislike some of the others. I think gameplay is always going to be hit or miss. I still think I like Exerd a bit better in terms to play. But if you want to talk story, this story is really good. This is, if anything, I would purchase Guilty Gear just to watch the story. You don't play the story. Guilty Gear is always just you watch just cinematics in a row, no gameplay in between. You just stop and start whenever you want. Watch this as an anime. This is worth on ticket price alone. The anime is the cinematic movie, which is quite long. I think it's like, I can't remember. It's quite a few hours. Is super, super worth it. It brings together full circle a story, but it leaves us in a space where there is more to come, and that's what the DLC is going to have. And we've basically got a whole heap of new extra characters from the seasonal passes, and there's still more to come. So getting into it now is still like a very good, it's like you can still get into it now. As soon as a new character drops, a huge surge of new people will come in and play again as well. And oh my god, the Jacko story. Jacko's my girl, and I loved that they resolve a lot of storyline stuff here. Eno and Jacko are the front and center of this storyline, I would say. It is their story, and it'll be curious to see how they resolve some of the stuff post the main story. I won't spoil because I still think people will need to take the time to maybe go play this. But with how the final moments of Soul and Kai are, that I wonder what happens from here. I really do. Very, very, very good. Very, 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 very good. Again, I don't really have any lows. I haven't really played many lows this year. This is why for me, it's been a good year. Let's see, which is the longer trailer? Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Upstanding rider.
I never played the original. I was not interested in the original because it was a DS game in an era where I wanted to stop playing 3DS games. And it looked like a children's game that sounds very simple. And playing this makes me realize I was wrong. I should go back and play that game. This game has the heart of Monster Hunter through and through. In some ways more than, like, I would say even Rise did at times. It was Monster Hunter. And I'm a big dum-dum for not playing it sooner. Rise, I have some issues with, like, the story and stuff not being as intense as, say, the Worlds one. But this game fixes that. This is now a situation where I have essentially the same thing with Digimon, where I have my world game and I have my stories game. And if they can produce stories like this in the future for Monster Hunter, I would be very happy. This game is very anime, very kids anime, very fun adventure. It's colorful, it's bright, it has lots of references, it has the full roster of monsters. Mechanically, it's really good. There's endgame. The online systems are really good. It's really good. This was a really fun game to stream and dive into with the community and everyone learning it sort of around the same time. And yeah, I would highly suggest picking this game up, especially with now all the DLC that's out. It makes the end game, grind's really, really good now, because you have access to pretty much any monster at any time. And I just realized, we played it in Japanese, I guess, because the voice for Naviru was a little bit more different than I remembered. But yes, very, very good. I highly suggest this game. Definitely a game that sort of took me by surprise with how much I actually did enjoy it. And it started the problem of all the Monster Collection games. This started our trend of I want to play more monster games. And this is why we played Yoko Watch. This is why we played Fossil Fighters. It's why we're playing Digimon. Like, it just, it got that bug into me where monster raising games outside of Pokemon needed to be played. And very, very, very glad we did. And now for a game that it's still weird to me only came out a year ago. Monster Hunter Rise. I love Rise. I have played a fuck ton of this game. Monster Hunter games always do that to me though. Probably actually, weirdly enough, I've played this less than World. Mostly because I think that you can get to the end game a bit faster and you can get as powerful as you can get faster. Mostly because of the fact they didn't put as much post-game in this one. But thematically, it's really good. The story is good. I don't think I like the final bosses though. But it definitely is, you can feel, it's really weird. So I'm in two minds about this. I think this looks great for the Switch. I think they did a very, very good job with the Switch. Being able to keep the frame rate and the visuals as clean as they have. I actually kind of still maybe prefer the old style. This sort of in between the World art style and the old style. I'm kind of torn. I don't know which one I like more. I still am a person who likes the old, very, very colorful. I still think this game is a little washed out, but it's definitely more colorful than World. And hopefully World 2, whatever it comes next, will be as colorful as this at least. Because I think it suits Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter has vibrant colors, monster designs, and they should apply that to across the board. That should be, the games should just have that. And bringing back old environments was really cool to see them in like new perspectives. And the new maps were good. The changes to the weapons, the new weapon systems was very fun. I do think that the wire bug opened up a whole heap of problems in a sense, but definitely not as bad as the Clutch Claw. I think the Clutch Claw opened up way more problems, but this game is interesting because it felt the easiest. I honestly think this might be the easiest feeling Monster Hunter, and if you were ever to suggest someone to get into the series, this is the point. I think this game is the most accessible for all the Monster Hunters. I think it's definitely the easiest. It's the most counter and defensive one, but it's still very much worth playing, and I'm curious how they will push it from here, because Sunbreak got announced, and Sunbreaker is going to add the G rank, add all the things that come with it, and generally difficulty comes with that. And if there's any monsters that were delayed in terms of COVID development, I think that they will end up in Sunbreaker, and it will be very, like, it's going to be really, 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 like, tough. And I hope that's what they do, because that was, I think, one of the main criticisms, is most people saying how it was a bit too easy, because we got way more powerful than the monsters in this particular game. Like, not in terms of gear, but literally all our movesets, they made monsters faster, but not fast enough. It was still one of those things where I don't think I was bullied enough by any of the monsters, and I would like that to come back. And if you look at how Iceborne ended, with how difficult some of those fights were, particularly, say, Fatalis or Elatrion, if they can take Sunbreak to that degree, that will give this, like, it will give Rise a lot of legs. But yeah, really good. There's no reason for me not to suggest Rise to people, but if you're a Monster Hunter fan, I can understand where people were a bit down on it, but it was still really, really, really good. And you can tell the team knows exactly what they're doing. And now, the surprise entry to the year. Is Scarlet Nexus. I'm tempted to say Scarlet Nexus might be my game of the year. Scarlet Nexus very, 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 very much took me by surprise just with how good this game was. The story was very, very in-depth. There was a lot going on, lots of twists and turns, very anime. If you like edgy anime, you should pick up this game. If you like action games that have like a full RPG tree that you can differ your playstyle and you can craft your own sort of experience, you should play this game.
You have to live, no matter what.
This is very good.
I'm here today because someone saved
Oh god, it's weird hearing them in English. So
I'm wondering if there is a better way to
the crazy thing about this game is the legacy that this has now. Because this is the God Eater team.
We're the only ones here with the
God Eater always has been the janky, clunky version of Monster Hunter, but it was very fun, and aesthetically it was very cool.
but we need
Then you would look at them doing Code Vein. Code Vein was a janky, not great version of a Souls game. Then Microsoft gave them budget. They refined their team. They brought in extra teams. They made this. This game is really good. Like really, really good. Visually, it's stunning. It plays really well. The story is really good. There's two storylines that cross into each other. The storyline's conclusion is satisfying. A bit weird, but satisfying.
That's okay. We'll still win.
If you like God Eater, you should play this game. I would say that the DNA from those two games is a lot heavier,
You have to remember we're a team.
but it's just, as you learn how to play this game better and better, it's satisfying. You get more skills, but you also learn how to use your skills better. And there is a degree of replayability that just makes it very exciting. And I can't wait to return to this game when I've got more time, because there is extra content coming for it, new DLC. And
The end has begun.
it's really good. I highly suggest this. This ironically ended up being my game of the year. I probably would have had other games be my game of the year in a sense if I had played them, but this one, from what I had played, definitely was that. It kind of took me by surprise, just with how much I enjoyed it. I usually don't like to rank games, but this one was like the surprise out of nowhere. But that's all my games of the year, like, that I've played. So maybe we'll jump into the future. So I've got a few games that I haven't played, that I'm looking forward to, that did come out this year. So these are mentions in terms of like games I would like to play that did come out, and I kind of want to see more about them. But first one is It Takes Two. Now, a lot of people have seen this game. People already know about this. People have heard all the awards it won. It looks really good. This is something I'm looking forward to. Me and Tante have talked about it. We may look into it, but it's something that you will probably need someone to look like. You'll need a partner to play this, essentially, and I think that's the restriction in some ways for some people, but it's very fun. It only won 2 awards. Are you talking about the Game Awards, Carter? It won awards across the board from various different like industry areas and things like that. This game did very, very well. But yeah, It Takes Two is probably going to be something that I will play at some point. Metroid Dread. I haven't played it. Very, very much looking forward to playing this game. I was hoping to play all the Metroid games before I played this. This is the problem, because it's like playing setting yourself those goals means that you put back stuff for a very long time. And that's like them with No More Heroes as an example. We didn't end up playing No More Heroes 3. I don't want that to happen with Dread, because people have talked about how Dread was some people's game of the year. So this is why I need to get around to playing this. Yeah, I do like me some Metroid. I played Dread, it's so great. Probably my game of the year. I think a lot of people would have had that. Yeah. Solar Ash. Solar Ash is out now. It is a game that I wanted to play. It is from the makers of... oh no, I've mental blank on the name of the company that made Solar Ash. It is the company that made... Oh, chat, help me. I've got like Dead Pixel in my head. That doesn't make sense. Hyperlight Drifter. The Hyperlight Drifter developers, which is extremely good. And I'm tempted to play that on stream at some point as well. Because I feel like a lot of people haven't played that, surprisingly. Yeah. This game looks gorgeous. It looks like it's fun. It's probably a very short experience, like Hyperlight. Art Machine? Is that the name of the company? I don't think it is. But, yeah, this game just looks gorgeous, and I think that it's crazy to think from Hyperlight to this is such a large step up, like a very large step up. So we're going to go faster on these ones because these are just chatting about what plans are and games that you guys should keep an eye out for. No More Heroes 3. No More Heroes 3 is still something that's kind of crazy that it has occurred. And... Yeah, I'm going to watch the trailer rather than watching that. So,
I was told 5 minutes. For real.
It's crazy looking. It still visually looks kind of a mess. People who like No More Heroes will like this game, but at the same time, it's going to probably only... It's a niche game for niche people, and I'm looking forward to playing it, but it's like... hard to find time sometimes for the more the niche game is, the harder it is to find time for it. And you've got to go and purchase them as well, so. But yeah, No More Heroes. And it's that thing, we went and played 1 and 2, so yeah. And then the same thing happened here. The World Ends With You. I want to play World Ends With You on stream, the original. It's a decently long game. Well, kinda. But it's like... I was not expecting a sequel to get announced. And we're just in this golden age right now of like remasters, remakes, all these things that are like... I wanted to play, but we haven't found time. And it's so strange that they're even happening. Like we've entered a realm where these cult classics that it feels like when you have that your finger on the pulse on the industry, where you're like, you know what it makes a good game, and then all those things you've loved come back eventually. Like somehow it happens. Somehow, somewhere in the industry, they agree that it's like that there should be a sequel. It's a shame it didn't do well in sales, and that's the rub in a sense, Carter. They never do, because these are cult games for cult people, and the passion keeps them alive. And I think that's what's kind of a strange thing, and why I think that AA and single A are so important. Because of the fact that you'll have games like this come about that people love, but it's only for certain individuals. I mean, even Danganronpa is like that in some regard. Like, it's very rare for certain ones to make it out of their mold and sell really well. Hey, Kit, welcome in. No, you're not late. You're not late. But yeah, looking forward to playing that. God, there's a lot of things I haven't played. This year has been I feel like dragging my heels year. SMT 5, and this is why playing retro games can be a problem, because then you just end up like not doing stuff. SMT 5 was something I was most definitely like looking forward to, because I've never played an SMT game, and people seem to be really enjoying this one, and it looks like it is the length of most SMT games. So this is a JRPG that I probably will play a little bit on stream, but then I'll probably be playing it off stream, because it is a long JRPG, and long JRPGs can be a little bit dragging heels, especially when it gets to the point where if there's like any grinding required. But it looks good, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I like the systems that Persona utilize, so hopefully they gel with me well here. And people talk about how hard these are as a JRPG, and very rare that I feel like I've been pushed in JRPGs to be like, this is too hard sort of stuff. Yeah, the Betty White. We haven't talked about Betty White really too much here, but yeah, it's pretty sad. Kena, Spirit Bridge. So I think this game looks beautiful. It won some awards, kind of came out of nowhere. Ember Lab have been working on this for a very long time. It's a little bit of a generic art style in some regards, but they've done well with the polish on it. And people just think this is just an enjoyable experience. I think people is just like, this is kind of, it reminds me a lot of like the PlayStation 3 era of like action RPGs and storytelling, that I think it just looks like an enjoyable experience. But yeah, it's one of those things where I hopefully can find some time to play it, just because I think it'd just be a comfy experience. It looks gorgeous. It is very pretty looking. I think it does look a little generic in some areas, but I think that it's depends on how long it is. I think this game will probably be all about pacing. I think like if this game paces itself well, then it probably would be a good experience. But if it slows down or it drags out certain areas, then it could be a little bit of a problem. All right. Probably the big one of the year. Actually, I'll talk about this one first, and then I'll talk about this. Psychonauts 2. This game, I still can't believe came out. It's another weird, like, I can't believe there's another Psychonauts game. And well, actually more, it took so long for the second one to come out in a sense, because this feels like everything that Double Fine had been building up to was to make this, and it's finally happened. And I think people like this. I like the original a lot, and I think the visuals in this one look really good too. But I don't know, Double Fine lives in a weird place in my mind at the moment, so I'm like, do I want to, like, do I find time for this? And I kind of do want to. It looks fun. People have talked about how this might be like their game of the year, their alt game of the year, I guess. And that means that they succeeded in the areas that Psychonauts 1 did good at. And I think that makes me excited. So I'm really, really keeping this on the list, and hopefully I can get around to it. Yeah, it was a very strange thing to wake up to, Kit. Next up, the one that I'm probably looking forward to playing the most out of things I've missed. Tales of Arise.
We came to save you.
Talking about anime games and making good action anime games, people said this was knocked it out of the park. Like, this apparently was an extremely good game. I don't know about the ending. I feel like a lot of people tape it off, like they played a lot of the start, and I don't know if the ending was very good, but it looks fun. I get a big flame greatsword. That just makes me excited, and it looks really fun. And I really am looking forward to it. Visually, it's stunning. I feel like we're at the stage where anime games are legit now. Like, we've got like the art style that things are like been doing for anime action games has really keyed in, and it's just nice to look at. So, but yeah, Tales of Arise. I think I'm looking forward to that a lot. But that's all the things that released this year. Let's talk about next year. need a drink. I've been talking a lot. Considering the Tales of games, I'm expecting there to be at least 3 plot twists before the end. Very much. I mean, that's very anime. I feel like anime games, if you don't have just crazy plot twists throughout it, it's gonna be weird. All right, you guys ready for next year? Next year's got a lot of killers. I've already talked about this before. There's a lot to look forward to. There is a lot to look forward to. Wukong. This is a... Hang on, I'm gonna find the trailer. I want the trailer rather than the thing. So, Wukong. This game looks stellar. This looks next gen. This is very good looking if I put it on 1080p. I think that this might be something special. The problem is that it's from a Chinese developer that we're not quite sure on, and it's going to be curious whether or not the polish will end up being there. But looking at it, it looks good. It looks like it has the action game polish that it requires. If this game feels good and combat feels good, this game might be something special. So a lot of people have been keeping an eye on it, and I'm curious just how this will end up. So really looking forward to this one. Bayonetta 3, Splatoon 3. Ironically, not Splatoon 3 for me, Strobes. I'm not a massive Splatoon fan, but I know a lot of people are very excited for it. I love Nioh. I think Nioh 1 and Nioh 2 are two of the best action RPGs that have come out in quite a few years, and it disappoints me more people have not played / talked about those games, because holy shit, they're good. If you like Souls-like and you like loot collection and upgrading and just becoming a very good player, those games really encourage it. And now there's a Final Fantasy by the same team that has a very good coat of paint on it, and I am excited for this game. As much as the lame characters and stories seem to be a premise at the moment, this game looks fun. And it's not only looks fun, it feels good. We've played the demo twice, and it feels like Nioh, and it's good. If the game keeps up that style of pace, and I don't know how big this could be, this will be another, like, straight up win for me. Like, and it's a Final Fantasy fucking, like reference through and through. And it's the original Final Fantasy re-envisioned as a full-on story, and I am interested in how they will handle that. So feels too soon. It might be too... Well, I think, yeah, Splatoon... I think Splatoon 3 might have to be, like, being the last one. Like, people get really excited for Splatoon, but I don't know if, like, Splatoon 2 had as much legs as Splatoon 1. I don't know. But, yeah. 5 minutes to next year? Oh, hell yeah. Hang on. All right. We better bring up the clock. Hang on. It's clock time, chat. Where's Give me a second. I'm trying to add the world clock. I don't think I've got this one here. Let's do this. I think we're okay. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Holy shit, chat. It's literally 30 seconds. Alex. Happy New Year, Alex. And we need to go get our fireworks, actually. Like, literally moments. Moments to New Year's in Brazil. Where are we? And we gotta go get our fireworks. We can do as many countdowns as we want, but I think we're about to miss out on the one for... We missed the countdown. We missed the countdown, but it's okay. We get fireworks. Problem is, I can't, problem is, we need to get different fireworks. Do you know what, chat? We'll get different fireworks. Fireworks 2021. Because... we'll just get fireworks. Let's just go fireworks. I can't have music. I'm gonna get VOD muted if it does it. Happy New Year, Alex. Happy New Year, Brazil. Everyone in South Americas. Please no VOD mute. I just want sound of fireworks and fireworks to go off. Is this a song? I can't tell. I think it's a real song. I can never tell. Our first Happy New Year of the year. How long do I expect to be the stream to be up? I'm going to be on for another 3 hours, kid. That one looks good. Yeah, I think I need a VOD mute this one though, but yay! We did one time zone down. We're catching up. We're now in the point where all the people in the Americas will start celebrating their New Year's, and so we're right here. We're right here, chat. So we're right here. All these areas here. Quite a large region that's actually like marked as this. So it's this region here. São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia, Salvador, all are celebrating right now. You won't see me. Yeah, we've noted that the people on the West Coast will probably not be able to see go into the new year, but that means you get to celebrate it with your friends and family. But let's look at the world clock. Let's refresh here. Let's see. All these regions. So we've got Buenos Aires, Brasilia, Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, Santiago, I don't know how to say that, Osunción, and Montevideo. Happy New Year. And we'll see everyone in an hour's time for this region here, which I think is still mostly South America, for their New Year. But for us, we're going to keep going into the trailers.
The crystals.
But yes, I'm looking forward to this game. I think this will be a very good game.
What are you? Answer me.
Chaos! That chaos meme is going to be really bad. Legends of Arceus. As much as I have issues with Pokemon Company, I have hopes that, not high hopes, but I have hopes at least that this will hopefully be a good game. It is the thing that I've been talking about with friends since I was a little kid. Imagine if we got an open world Pokemon game. Imagine if we got a Zelda, but it was Pokemon. And we got it. Like, we got a 3D open world game, not the weird bullshit that was Sword and Shield. We're getting a full 3D game. Do not know if this is going to be a very good game at all. An MMO Pokemon? I know. The MMO is the other thing that people are waiting for. But this looks close to what people have suggested. I don't know if it is going to be a great game. It looks pretty fucking rough. It looks very rough. For a modern game, this looks like an indie game for the biggest IP in the world, the biggest moneymaker in the world. This looks very rough. Again, budget shoestring company. Don't understand how this can be a thing, but at least it's a change of pace. And I am looking forward to it. Hopefully it's okay, at least, because I would prefer them go in the direction of this for Pokemon than staying stagnant to where they are right now. But yeah, Thank you for the water kit. All right, what's next? Oh, this one kind of came out of nowhere in some degree. Kirby! So, at first, people didn't really recognize what this was. But Kirby is like something people have been waiting for, like a new good Kirby. And it's a 3D platformer. We were not expecting a 3D platformer, I don't think. But it's what people would want, and it looks very beautiful. It looks like something that we like. It looks like something that we will probably really enjoy. Kirby games are just fun. Kirby on a post-apocalyptic Earth, which is very funny because we've already had that scenario in 2 other Kirby games. Kirby actually deals with the post-apocalypse quite often, surprisingly, in a cute and wholesome way. And yeah, this just looks good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very excited for this. I don't think we're gonna have a. I don't think there's really any way this game could go wrong, because it just looks fun. Chocolate or vanilla? I love chocolate a lot. It depends on what you're talking about, NC. Chocolate, I love a lot. Vanilla, as a flavoring, I love a lot. I think I like vanilla ice cream more than chocolate icing. Ice cream. I prefer chocolate as chocolate and vanilla as a flavor. New Donk City? It is New Donk City.
Tiger Fox just subscribed.
Thank you for gifting to NC there, Kit. Now, for something that again, weird thing that's cult classic that never thought would ever, like, come about again. Very weird juxtaposed to what we were just watching a moment ago. Bob! Hey, Bob. Welcome in. How you Raiders? Happy New Year. How's stream? Proteus? What on earth is Proteus?
Nah, put your nipple away! Put your nipple away!
Bob, am I Bob?
Put your
Bob,
nipple away!
oh my god.
Ah!
Bob, have you got a clip that can TOS everyone?
Don't touch me!
You've got a TOS clip.
No! Do not touch! Do not put the nipple away!
Oh my god.
No! No! This is weird!
What on earth? What on earth? Hey Bob, welcome on in. You good thing we weren't watching something wholesome there. Vanilla ice cream? Vanilla cake, so not? I like vanilla cake more than chocolate cake. Oh my god, chat. Bob, you've made my chat horny. What have you done? In my defense, I don't know how you can defend against this one. It's not TOS to play a vanilla AAA game with a nude scene? Which game is that? What on earth game is that? I have no idea what that was. Metro Last Light. I mean, Metro's pretty dark, though.
I don't wish to be horny anymore.
Alex, not a fan.
I just want to be happy.
That's all right. We're not in PG territory right now, but there we go. But yes, considering we're about to talk about Gungrave, we're actually covering new games that we're looking up for into the future. Don't worry, Bob, it's fine. That was funny. So yeah, Gungrave, a game that I was not expecting to get a sequel, a cult classic from the PlayStation 2 era, and it's really I'm excited. It looks like it's going to be pretty low budget. It's going to be a bit jank. The original was too, but if you like silly, dark anime, you'll probably enjoy this. Go watch the anime if you want. Like, I probably wouldn't suggest going back and playing the old game. It's probably a bit too old now. But if you want to know Gungrave, maybe go watch the anime parts. I think it will kind of make a little bit more sense. Stream went well? Oh, that's good to hear, Bob. What were you doing? I don't know what that game was. Then, this announcement, which I can't actually play this trailer, I just realized, because it'll be spoilers for me, which is AI Siminium Files. I realize I can't actually play this trailer. I was not expecting a sequel to AI. This first game, I still haven't completed. I've got most of the way through. Really good. If you want a detective murder game set in sci-fi future setting, play AI. It is really, really good. Great sense of humor. I think it's very dark, very well told story, but I would highly suggest people picking up AI and be ready for the new one. I played TF2 with friends and had fun. Drank some drinks and we played some Proteus, which is a real fucking radical retro style shooter. Man, I feel like, Bob, whenever you jump into stream, we're talking about retro style shooters. You mad lad. All right. Yeah, Twitch is very weird about it. It's a funny thing. I don't know how that one's going to go. That clip might cause me problems on YouTube more than it probably caused me problems here, but this is not really like, this is a celebration stream. Like, I'm not trying to, like, this one's probably just for us. This is us to hang out and talk about. Look at Proteus though, it's pretty radical. Sounds interesting. But let's keep moving. This is the thing that I have been looking forward to for a very, 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 very long time, but it's been delayed immensely and it's killing me. And if you haven't figured out what it is, we've been playing the game that I've been trying to spawn us the release date, because it keeps getting teased. It keeps getting ESRB'd. We've got ratings for this game, but it hasn't had an announcement date. There is a Digimon announcement coming out in a few months. Please, please let it be the announced date for Digimon Survive. This game, I really, really am waiting for it. This is just the cinematic trailer. We've seen this quite a lot. This looks like we're going to go down the Digimon, like, Digimon story road for them being very heavy-handed with, like, all the art and everything and the storytelling. Yeah. The game itself is partial story and partial tactical game. So it will be the Digimon equivalent to Fire Emblem, but it's meant to be the most grim dark that we've had in Digimon, which is what I think that, like, Digimon ironically I think works very well with it. Always has. It's always done very well with dark tones and the concept of life and death and rebirth, and I want this to be good. It's been in development hell for so long that it makes me very, very worried, but I don't know where it could be stuck. But as you can see, the original planned date on this was that it was meant to be released in 2019. Between development hell and, like, delays and COVID and all that, I'm still not even sure if it's coming out in 2022. But we'll see. We'll see. Wear the near blindfold. Oh my god, I don't even know if I can fit that on me. How would I fit this on me? I think I've got too much. Yeah, I've got too much on me, Bob. Maybe not this time round. Maybe not this time round, unfortunately. We've got too many things going on. I might refund that one. Save that for next time. All right, where were we up to? Oh god, we've still got a few games to go. And then we can play some multiplayer games. Oh no, I've gone in the wrong area. I might be funny with the two glasses. I've already got, like, so many things going on my character. I think the quad glasses might be a bit much. Final Fantasy, sorry. Granblue Fantasy Relink. Holy heck. This game has been in development hell also, and I've been waiting for this game for a long time. If you guys don't know, I really like Granblue. I've played a lot of Granblue. I think it is an extremely good gacha, but it is very grindy. I think the world, the art, the setting, everything is so good. Now that we have a situation that Cygames is like leaning into making full-fledged games and getting them published for their IPs is very cool. Granblue Versus was very, very fun and very good. This game is fucking gorgeous. The initial like reveal of it though was with Platinum, and so it was going to be a Platinum game with some support work done by other teams, and it looked really good then. However, it got pulled from Platinum, given to a different developer, and it looks really good still. This game looks just crazy fun. It is a action multiplayer game that you will be able to play with other players. You will get to play as your favorite husbandos and waifus from Granblue. And yeah, this looks dope. I really hope that we get an announcement date. It is planned to release this year. It's been pushed back 3 years as well. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this. If this comes out this year, this will be a killer game. It really will. Is my curse Fana? I think so, Kit. I'm not 100% sure. I have to fix up the art thing anyway, because it's super broken at the moment. It just shows the same art over and over. It's gotten worse recently. I have to figure out something to do with it. I've never played Granblue, but I love its art. And couldn't make it for fighters. Excited to see a proper game format. Yeah, I think as an action game, I think that's probably where this game lives the most appropriate. And I think it hopefully will be just incredible. All right. The game that also has been in development hell. Man, development hell seems to be my current thing right now. The things we're looking forward to. I hope Bayonetta 3 is really good. This game has been in development for I don't know how long. It is just far too long. I don't know if projects kept pushing it back. They couldn't realize something that they wanted to do with it. They couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with it. But it finally happened. This weird teaser that we weren't quite sure it was Bayonetta at first. It was Bayonetta. Most definitely a Platinum game. And I hope this is good. I really do. Bayonetta 2 I think is much better than Bayonetta 1 in a lot of ways. So let's hope they've learnt a lot of stuff in that time period in between, because I actually think they've got a lot of problems with Platinum games of recent. I feel like there's a degree of like, they've tried too many things now, and so a lot of games end up kind of in a weird space for Platinum. So if they can refine down and make a pure action game again, then it would be good to just have a pure Platinum action game again. And here's hoping, because Bayo is that for them. I'd be down to play a game like FF10 for Granblue. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If they could just make an RPG, but then it'd be too close to actual Granblue is the problem, Bob. I don't think they want to make just a RPG, because then that's just Granblue. Remember when Makia? I've just tweeted forget about Bayo 3? Yeah.
It seems I'm
We had to forget about it. We just had to be kept being reminded to forget about it. All right, only 2 left. I'm running out of steam. I'm going to be honest. I need to take a break. God of War. Kamiya, yeah. My brain couldn't translate that in my head for a sec. Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok. I played God of War last year. This game is very, very good. I think God of War actually, this is what I want God of War to be. Like, it is a very clean, good action RPG, and this game is probably one of the bigger what people are waiting for right now. People are very, very excited for big AAA games, and this is a big AAA game that I kind of agree with them that the original was so good that, like, I can't imagine this being not a fucking masterpiece as well.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard,
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
we do not know what Mother wanted.
Well,
And all the cast are back.
nice that.
And the cast is actually very good for this game. I think the voice acting was just stellar. I think that just... It's going to be weird though, because it looks like we're probably going to be reusing a lot of like environments and stuff. And that'll be interesting to see if we do just have the old map plus a new map, or what. Boy will return? Boy will return. And there's a village in this one, and there wasn't a village in the original, so this is curious. How are they going to handle this? Visually, this game is stellar.
What if the only way to do that is war?
You go pew pew some rebels, no prob kit. Have fun.
War is not the only way.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. But exhausted and exasperated, here is the probable game of the year for next year. This will probably be my game of the year for next year. We've already seen a lot of action RPGs. That is my jam. We know that. There's no way I wasn't excited for this. I've yet to play a Souls game outside. Oh no, we've played Demon Souls on stream. But
Peggy 16.
I want to play all the Souls games on stream just to get you guys excited for Elden Ring. I cannot stress just how fun this looks. This looks so good. This looks like this might be FromSoft's crowning glory at this point. This game looks phenomenal. I didn't get to play the beta, but I'm so excited. This is the thing that people are probably most talking about. If you look at like games leaks and all news and stuff like that, this is the thing that people are talking about a lot, and for good reason. I still think that Dark Souls, the acclaim that they received, is well entitled. I think that the Souls games are just such an experience and so enjoyable that we can get a game like this from FromSoft is very exciting, and it's not that long away. This game is not that long away now, and I'm so excited for it. So we've got quite a big lineup, but this will probably be a large portion of streams will be just me lost playing this, replaying this, maybe playing with other people. Maybe we could go do like PvP tournaments and stuff like that. But it's it's the scope of this. Just the scope of this game is now a situation where I'm like, I don't know like how big could this game be? I wonder what the hour count will be. I wonder how big the story will be. I wonder whether or not this is planned to have like just how many DLCs is this meant to have. Like, I imagine this probably will have the Souls formula of 2 to 3 DLCs. But it's just, it's exciting times. And like I said, there is a lot coming out next year. Like I've shown off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games for next year. And that's just like the big ones that I'm waiting for. There are other games coming out next year. Indie, not indie, like AAA, things that we won't be expecting, things that will have a short announcement time period. Next year is going to be stacked. I think the build up from like the previous years will really come to a boil this year. I think 2022 will be a very big year in gaming. And usually that's how it goes. Usually it's like a 2 to 3 year cycle, and just when crazy shit like just the stars align and just everything comes out. That might be this year. But yeah. Very exciting. Very, very, very exciting. And I think that's all of the new game news we'll talk about. However, maybe we just need to do a games review as well, a game news review. But I'm running out of steam. I've got one more thing I wanted to do this year, chat, which is a games news in review. I think I didn't do one last year, but I did want to do one, so we might do that. You never heard about a Dark Souls before? I feel like it's interesting because if you're not in the action RPG spectrum, I can understand it, but Dark Souls is like without a doubt like the biggest thing, one of the biggest things in the industry. Definitely now. Can't wait for a new Harry Potter game coming next month. Harry Potter game? Which one is that? The Harry Potter game is the hype for the next gen? Is that the new Harry Potter? I thought, is that game actually coming out? I thought the Harry Potter Legacy, which one's this one? Wait, is that actually coming out now? Is this the action RPG? It's set in 1800 or something? Is it actually coming out? Hang on. I thought that didn't have a release date, did it? Yeah, this game doesn't have a release date. I thought this was the game that was possibly release date. Next month? Where did you get that? I don't know if that's actually... It's coming in January? I don't think it has a release date. I'm fairly sure this game is like in development hell. I'm fairly sure. Kid. I don't think this is coming out. This might not even come out next year, or this year rather. Because I've heard some stuff about that game. So... Yes, it's marked as 2022, but it doesn't have a release date yet. Yeah, because I've seen this one looks exciting. This actually genuinely looks like a good game, but there is a high chance that this game going to have some mad development hell. So I don't know. It was announced in Jan when it was the old release date was pushed back. Yeah, I think this one's going to be pushed back quite a lot, and I don't know when it's actually going to be coming out anytime soon. There'll be a big hoo-ha when this gets announced, I think. All right, let's do a news roundup. Oh my god, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, chat. Maybe I should have broken these up a little bit. But how close are we to so we still got half an hour for the next celebration for New Year's. All right, let's do a news roundup. So we haven't done one of these before. This is kind of why we were in the news screen, honestly. Which is, let's talk about this year in review. So, video games. A lot happened. There's a lot that happened. It was a big year for video games. It's always a big year. It just gets bigger every year. That's just how video games be. But let's cover some stories. These are not in any particular order, but quite a lot happened. A lot of big business happened. I'll be honest. Like a lot of big business. And I won't cover all the acquisitions. If you wanted to look at them, there is a lot of acquisitions mentioned in the Wikipedia for 2021. A lot here. You can look in this. There's just a lot of business did happen. You can make your own character. not the main story or Fantastic Beasts. It's in the 1800s. Yeah, I'm curious how they will handle it. I think if they can do like a good Harry Potter story, it might be fun. I have not been excited for Harry Potter since I was like a teenager. I really don't like what ended up happening with Harry Potter. So if they can just make it an exciting, fun adventure and not being grimdark, then that probably would be good. Because I think that's what destroyed that series for me. You've been talking for a couple of hours. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, that's streaming in a sense as well. But yes. First acquisition we'll talk about is ZeniMax being purchased by Microsoft. Microsoft made quite a few acquisitions. This was probably their big crowning glory for this year. They purchased Bethesda. And they mention here that that means they get access to Elder Scrolls, Fallout. They've got that new IP that Bethesda they're currently working on. ZeniMax is also a publisher, so they have a whole heap of various other things under their belt. So there is a lot that ZeniMax is like. This was such a crazy purchase. I can't believe that this was real at first. There was a lot of rumors for some big purchases this year, and some of them definitely came about, and it's pretty crazy. Guess my house? I have no idea, Kit. Does this mean no Fallout games on PlayStation? No, I don't think so, because the thing is, Microsoft doing this is not a bad thing, because Microsoft haven't been very restrictive. Because it is one of those things where Microsoft is wanting to branch out to other platforms because of the fact that they like sell.
Happy New Year.
It's better to sell essentially across all the different platforms. Tante! Hey Tante. Happy New Year, Tante. Hope you had a good one. I'm just making myself very exhausted talking about a year in review, so if you can stand the noise, welcome on in. But yeah, very, very, very big purchase. That was a big piece of news. Nintendo has added Paper Mario 64 to Nintendo Switch Online's expansion pack. So, this one had a bit of controversy related to it. It was a bit of a weird one. Nintendo adding on the N64 stuff to its Switch Online services. The Switch Online services being expanded upon as to what they want to do with it. And the increase in price. There was a lot that happened in relation to this. And yeah, it'll be curious to see how Nintendo handles this onward. And I'm looking forward to some of these games that are coming in here. And yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. I'm not sure about the price thing, but you know, that was definitely something that happened. Paper Mario? I know, Paper Mario. When are we getting a new Paper Mario? Well, I should play the old Paper Mario, to be honest, the new one. Oh, no. God, Eurogamer. Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Has had its final DLC character. I won't talk about it. Sora was the last one, which was a big deal. But the fact that Smash Bros. Has ended, and it might be the final Smash Bros. Ever, pretty big. That was a big thing to happen this year, and I think that it's like there's a bit of glazing over it, where it's like it's been a long journey. Like there's a lot of characters to get announced, and to end with Sora was pretty fucking cool. This has been a long journey, a lot of characters, a lot of things that I think that Sakurai and his team have done so well. You know how broken Paper Mario is on the Switch? No, I didn't. It's broken? I didn't know, Tante. I know those Switch ports are not great. Just add all the N64 games ever and then the price will be worth it. That's the thing I talk about where it's like, it's definitely not worth it now, the price for Red Rover. But like, it's going to be something where if Nintendo play their cards right, that price will super duper be worth it. And I've talked about the other things, like the other platforms and the price increases that both Sony and Microsoft have done in the past. They weren't great purchases originally, but later they did become that. So we'll just jump through some of these news storylines that were big. Sony acquires Valkyrie Entertainment. So Sony acquired quite a few different studios. We talked about they acquired the studio that they acquired Bluepoint. This is the studio that worked on a lot of AAA titles. They picked up a lot of studios that were ones that were support studios. There's so much stuff that Microsoft and Sony purchased over the past 2 years that they are preparing for this generation. They are getting ready for first-party games that will be really fucking killers. Lot of money being spent, and I would say that's probably a good timing because the past 2 years, video games sold very well. Video games doing very well because of the lockdown, and yeah, I'd be very curious to see where it goes from here. I also should put on some music for all of you. Where are we? Why can't I hear the? Oh, because we're on a different scene. We're on a different scene. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Hopefully you should be able to hear that now, chat. But yeah, a lot of purchases. Like I said, a big year for big business. There's a lot of little bugs hitting certain tree crashes of your game, and the same goes for dying with what in your party. Oh, there was a bug in the original Paper Mario, even went to America, was with what? What has a lot of bugs related to him, strangely enough. Strange. The N64 saves don't fully save until you've closed the game program. Oh, I did see. Yeah, there is an area in the ice area. Apparently, it just straight up deletes your save if you use the save block. It just crashes and then just deletes your save. That's pretty bad. So Nintendo's QA not particularly great in the regards of those emulated games for some reason. What is this? Hang on, I've grabbed this. Oh, this is just a collection one. I won't do that one. Come back to that one. Here's everything we know about the Epic and Apple lawsuit. So if you guys remember, the Epic Apple lawsuit still going. A lot of lawsuits this year. Some big lawsuits happened. Like I said, year of big business, and Epic and Apple throwdown was one that I don't think people were expecting, but there was an inevitability about a lot of that stuff because of how Apple and the Android stores are, that there is going to be more butting heads between bigger companies and those platforms. And really, no one wins in this, and that's probably a good thing. Both of these companies probably need to lose with all of this, but yeah. I can't wait for Nintendo to put the Banjo-Kazooie onto Switch and accidentally use the 0.98 version with all the sex scenes still in it. Tante, do I want to know who the sex scenes would be between in that? At least it's not the hot... So it's the Hot Coffee update for Banjo-Kazooie is what you're saying. The Animal Crossing update. This was pretty big news, in my opinion, because it was such a huge update for a game that had been, like, sold extremely well. People were waiting for updates. There was a lot of, like, downtime, and then the update hit, and it had a lot. Like, a lot. There was a lot, and its DLC came out at the same time. Not quite sure why they did that, though.
Greg Mails, lead designer and director for Banjo-Kazooie, confirmed the relationship in a conference of the cartoon couple's conjugal coupling in Clanker's Kevin. Yes, it is time we made this matter official. Throughout the game, both Banjo and Kazooie were not only getting jiggies, they were getting jiggy with it. Each other, that is. They were getting jiggy with. Alright. They fucked, okay?
Oh my
Ohio 16.
god, Tante, where... Tante, if you tell me you typed that out yourself, that is mad impressive. God, I've not heard that one before. But I do believe that they probably were getting jiggy with it all the time. I mean, that's when Banjo and Kazooie go into the backpack together. Nah. But yeah, Animal Crossing. That was a very good update. If you haven't played the recent AC update, very, very much worth doing it. The Steam Deck. If you guys didn't see this, this is something I'm very excited for myself. It is the Switch for the PC, and it looks very good. It looks kind of heavy and problematic because of it, but this is probably going to be a crazy platform when it comes out. Going to be interesting how competitive it is. It's probably going to be a bit niche, but if you're the type of person that you like handheld and you like PC games, I would definitely suggest this. I'm curious how it's going to work out in terms of like network activity and like having games on it and stuff like that, and storage size and yada yada yada. I'm curious how this will be in practice, but this looks very exciting. Again, I still think this design kind of might need a refinement, but this is a chunky unit. I feel like if there is a Steam Deck 2 or an updated version, probably will be very, very, very. We talked about this a bit earlier with the clips we covered, but this was a thing that happened. The Mario movie will star Chris Pratt, Anna Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Seth Rogen. It also doesn't have, here we go, and Keegan-Michael Key. What the hell? What the hell? This was such an out of nowhere big news event. Nintendo really wants to get into that movie scene, I guess. And they wanted to do it properly. And I guess this is what is in quotation marks how you get into the industry properly. But very, very strange and very, very memeable. I want a Steam Deck. It seems fun having PS2 era games on the go. You can probably already do that, Kit, if you know what you're doing. But yes, the Steam Deck will be extremely powerful, and I feel like it's going to raise the bar a lot in terms of the industry. So hopefully it goes well. When is it planned to come out? It's a good question. I don't actually know. Steam Deck release date. I don't know if they have a release date, do they? Oh shit, the initial launch is going to be February 2022. That's crazy. I didn't think it had a release date yet. Holy hell, that's very soon. That's like crazy, crazy soon. So let's see if the first wave is any good. Because what I will say, Steam's hardware in the past has not been fantastic. So it does make me curious, but yeah. Let's see. I've actually lost track of where I was up to. Oh, here we go. I can't believe it one bit. I know, that's so soon. I wonder like how costly it'll be as well, or how hard it'll be to get hands on. Oh my gosh. All right. Lawsuits. As I mentioned, lawsuits still ongoing. This one's actually been a long-term one. Riot Games, again, it's so funny because we've got this weird scenario where Blizzard is being chastised. However, other companies are not being chastised to the same degree that Blizzard are and Activision. Riot Games, Ubisoft, who's the other one I'm meant to blanking on? Quantic Dream, and yeah. Don't click that. And what have you sent me? What have you sent me, Tante? Am I going to get myself in trouble clicking on this? Oh my god. Why you like this? Why you like this? Why you like this? Hey Meredith, Happy New Year. Wear him on your shirt like a badge? It's not happening, Tante. It's not happening. But yes, Riot Games has their ongoing lawsuits and everything like that. They still have not had a change internal, which is very strange because of the way that people are treating the new TV show they've made, the new game they've made. They're working on other IPs. So we've got a problem now where it's like people will let things slide or not be okay with it in sometimes, but then other times we just remove that thing. Don't worry, I'm not putting it on. I'm not putting it on, Carter. You can have your points back. I refunded Tante already. But yeah, it's one of those things that it's one of those things where it's problematic, and we'll be interested to see how, considering all these lawsuits and how everything is in the industry right now, something's got to change. And I still am waiting for the time period where, like, America realizes them having, like, unions and things. Elden Ring. This is less news about the game coming up, but news about the news of it. Elden Ring was talked about so much. I can't stress the amount of leak discussion, the fact that this was the game that was like, if you just put a crumb of this game, people were thirsty. Like, people just dived on it, and they like extrapolated so much. So I can't stress enough just how big Elden Ring will be when it releases, because people have been talking about it non-stop throughout the year, and I was one of them. I was full on in there. There's actually a lot of leaks related to Elden Ring. People have gotten into a lot of the file stuff, but it's you can actually spoil the game a lot if you're not careful. Thank you for gifting to Tante, kid. I feel like Tante may have earned that from a Rickroll, which makes me worried. Elden Ring seems cool, but the overhype is scary. I don't know about overhype, Tante. I actually am genuinely think I'm excited for this one. I think Elden Ring may have earned this one. I think FromSoft may have earned it. Hopefully it's not like there's not weak areas, but again, I think this might, the way this is looking, this could be the crowning glory of FromSoft. So this could be big, like a very, very big game. Could be the game that marks this generation. Oh, CD Projekt Red. We did talk a lot about CD Projekt Red versus this particular, even though it was last year that Cyberpunk came out. Cyberpunk was a disaster. Cyberpunk's fallout as a disaster continued into this year, and a lot of things that happened with it. But it wasn't just that. It was the statements and things that happened in CD Projekt during that time period. There is also the rumors that the DLC is, like, they're planning DLC to be released very soon, before the fixing of the game. So there is a lot right now that we can still talk about with CD Projekt, but they were very, very much in the news throughout the year. From very different things. From this thing here, which was a cyber breach of internal network and ransomware. Yeah, their downfall is really sad. This is kind of crazy. This is kind of a crazy old, like, series of things. And yeah, it's a little sad. It is just a little sad, I think. The first day of the year, people we admire, we say, I'm glad that I have to pause everything that Meredith says now. Thank you, Meredith, but I hope you're having a good new year. We were talking about how your clip is, like, I think it's the highest rated clip for last year. Oh my god. Absolute crazy. Alright. Oh, I actually already grabbed that news article. That's the Bethesda news. We'll grab a different article. The Stadia. Oh my gosh, we get to talk about Stadia. I like that. Oh my god, we watched that one as well, Tante. You're killing me. You're killing me. Why is this page like this? There we go. The Stadia needs to die, and it still hasn't quite died yet. But it was a talking point throughout the year about how Stadia shuts down internal studios and changing business focus. It pseudo still exists, but they've pretty much removed everyone working on it. It's still a thing. You can still purchase it. They've not stopped production or selling of it. But it's not really a thing. It was destined to fail. It failed. And it's a very weird thing now where we've got, like, this existence of the Stadia still being talked about. And we're just waiting for the time where they're like, it's dead. We're not doing any more Stadia. We failed. But Google will never say that. Google don't do that. So yeah, that was a weird time period.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Thank you for that one, Tante. I am going to put him in my pocket. He is very cute.
We've known each other for so long your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it, and if you ask me how I'm
Oh
feeling,
no.
tell me you're
Why are you guys like this? Where am I going to put this? Where am I going to put this? Trying to figure out where... I'll put it in this folder. That's a good folder. By the way, 10 minutes before another countdown. By the way, chat. You ready for another countdown? Where am I going to put this? This one can live here. Okay. By the way, chat, I've drank too much water and I will need to get up very soon. Oh, he's very big. He's a very big bub. Don't talk to me or my pocket son ever again. That good? Does that look good? That looks good. Where's my pocket son gonna live? A little bit smaller, move him up like that. There we go. How's that? Oh, that looks good. Yeah, there we go. Me and my pocket son. Thank you, Tante. Countdown? Yes, New Year's countdown. We're gonna do another New Year's countdown. Hopefully I can get to the end of the news before we reach that. We're most of the way through. We've only got like a few articles I want to cover. Lucasfilm is back. So Lucasfilm disappeared. The games were just non-existent. We weren't getting any games related to Star Wars for a while. They were repurchased by when they were purchased by Disney, they got disbanded. But they're back, and we have them back, and we're gonna get some Lucas games, which is cool. I have talked about like the Quantum Dream one is probably one that people should be very concerned about. Not in a good way, but we're probably gonna get more games, which is pretty fucking cool. Because I do think that the extended universe in the Star Wars games are the thing that I always was interested in growing up. But curious how this will all be handled, because the new TV show and stuff like that were like very people like that and everything. But yeah, we'll see how all that goes. But we'll jump into some recap ones now. So State of Gaming, there's a few things. So this one sort of covers a few different things. I think we've covered most of these. But two other things that I will cover are from this, which is the chip shortage. So if you guys don't know, during COVID, there was a lot of production restrictions, and it was a very big talking point, and it was one of the reasons why consoles were so slowly made to be sold. And yeah, it was pretty rough. It's been a pretty rough year in terms of hardware, but hopefully we're now on the tail end, and it will start getting better hopefully soon as production ramps up. There also is, I don't think it's in this article, I won't talk about here. Maybe it's in this one. All right, so this is a GameSpot article that recaps most of the stories, but it only did a few, and I felt like there was a few more to talk about. Delays. It was another year of delays, but as I said, 2022 will probably ramp up. Console stock woes. We just talked about that literally just then from the limitations on hardware. The Stadia ends development. Fortnite trial. PlayStation, oh yeah, the PlayStation cross Game Pass stuff. So Microsoft, and like I said, your concerns of first party for Microsoft or PlayStation should go down in time because of the fact that essentially both of them want to cross-platform. They want to sell more, so they want to have some on PlayStation. PlayStation is coming to PC. We're having Xbox games that are being developed that will end up on Sony platforms. Nintendo still doesn't give a shit. Like, it's going to be one of those things where we're like,
Hey, I know this is a really bad
oh
idea,
no.
I'm
Wow, I haven't heard
already
this one in a while.
here we fucking go. Rah. Nuzzles, punches on you so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bulge from across the floor. Nuzzles your necky wacky tilde tilde, hee hee. Unzips your baggy as pants, oof baby you so musky.
Don't make me put limits back on the bits.
Stuff me dot see me wag my whittle baby tail all for your bulgy wulgy. Kisses and lickies your neck. I hope daddy likes. Please adopt me.
I don't know why they're talking about Halo. I don't really care about Halo. Yeah, that's a weird one. Oh, I haven't really talked about any game failures this year. I haven't really talked about bad game controversies outside of, say, the WAP's been turned off. Red Rover. That was the WAP one. WAP I think you have to use points for it now, or did I turn it off fully? I might have turned it off fully at this point. I made The Man, by the way. Oh my god, you'll have to send it to me. But yes, that Grand Theft Auto release was extremely poor, and that got chastised pretty bad. Rockstar, not great at publishing certain groups, and oh god, yeah, Rockstar really needed to do better there. That was particularly terrible. Netflix enters gaming. I don't know really if this is taken off, but this was something that they did talk about, and we will probably see other platforms, including Disney will probably do it. We know Amazon is already doing stuff, so yeah, that's something we're gonna see as things change as time goes on. But yeah, that was something that did occur. We talked about Bethesda, Microsoft, and probably the last two, which are the big ones. NFTs. NFTs are a weird fucking thing that are like I can't believe that the industry has been talking about it in any serious form. This is like something even outside of gaming that people have been talking about. It is weird. NFTs are weird, and I can't believe this is something I have to bring up in the game discussion. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about them too much because they suck. And hopefully this is a weird fad that goes away, because what a strange turn of events that was. And probably, I would say, the story of the year has to be Activision Blizzard. I've talked about all the other weird stuff problematic stuff in terms of lawsuits and all that. But this is the lawsuit, and the scrutiny on this may change the industry. This might be the breaking point for a whole heap of different things and start a floodgates of various different things, such as unions, lawsuits, like laws being instituted. There's a lot of stuff here that Activision Blizzard have really, like, the dam may have broken with them. Both companies are being ripped apart. They are losing money, they're losing projects, they're losing people to work with, stakeholders, stockholders. There's just so much. This has been an ongoing discussion throughout this year, this as a big talking point. And now it will probably bleed into this year, 2022. And I would say if any was a thing that I was talked about the most this year, it was this particular topic. Activision and Blizzard, really, it's been crazy just how much we've learned about what happened within them. It is crazy to think that, like, it's been going on for so long, and it is crazy to think that it is something that we are now watching the process move forward to essentially reestablish what these businesses should be allowed to do. They started being cringe the moment they stopped making Lost Vikings. One day I will play Lost Vikings on stream, Tante, I think. I really want to play that game. That game is massive nostalgia for me, which is the thing that hurts the most about this. Activision, I have a less of an affection for, but Blizzard was part of my childhood. That was part of me growing up. So them having such problems, and where WoW is and stuff right now, is just like, yeah. I've never touched it, but it looks dope as fuck. It's hard. I remember playing it as a kid and it being hard, but that might be being a very simple child. It's very like, what do I want to say? It's very much like a puzzler that is based around order of operation. But it's very easy to die in it. So yeah, there's a clone of it called Mushroom Heroes. Oh really? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I think it's similar in a way to, if you were to think about how, I was going to say Divinity. It's not called Divinity. It's that game with the three heroes. One's a One's a warrior, one's a caster, one's an archer. I feel like that's very inspired by Trine. Yes, thank you, Tante. That's very inspired by Lost Vikings, but Lost Vikings had a lot more verticality. It kind of was like a grid that you made yourself around. I think like something snapped within Blizzard at some point. Both businesses became very, very toxic at a certain point, and yeah, this has been a long time coming for both of them. So curious. I want to see other companies that are a problem in the industry to also face consequences as well. But looking at Riot and how Ubisoft and even Quantic Dream now, how they've been, we've got a long road. There is a long road ahead still, and hopefully the industry can bring itself back into a better space, or at least hopefully this isn't going to be one of those things that it's been around for a long time and it's just been undercover, which probably has. But yeah, definitely the big story. Definitely the big thing that encompassed this year. All right. That is probably all the news. Okay, so this was a bit of a different one. This is the recap for 2020. It is 2021. We did a bit of everything. We did like the stream review, We did the clips. We did the various games we're looking forward to, games that we enjoyed, and the basically the news that went down. So I'm going to take a break because holy crap, I'm exhausted. That was a lot. That was 3 hours of me basically ranting. Maybe I shouldn't have done that in one session. Maybe that should have been a week of. We just cover a little bit like day by day. But let's take a break, shall we? I just missed the New Year's celebrations for one time zone. Take a big break, a big poo break. Hang on, chat. We actually need to switch over to the extra window because New Year's just occurred. So we should celebrate New Year's for La Paz, Halifax, Santo Domingo, San Juan, Caracas, St. John's. Happy New Year. Because they've just crossed over into 2022. Welcome, you've joined us. Join us in Australia to 2022. And let's watch some more fireworks. Yeah! I'm just gonna watch fireworks consistently. I like that this is only like a minute clip. We get a minute of fireworks. A minute before I need to rush away from the computer. I can't believe it. So it's kind of weird because they had like fireworks like, oh, this is the same fireworks. I can't believe they had fireworks this year. I don't really want to watch Sydney's. Let's watch fireworks 2021 Japan. Let's see like what Japan, no, let's see what Japan did this year. Because Japan usually has pretty good fireworks. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, and this one doesn't have music. Hell yeah. Some of those names ring a bell. I'm not sure where exactly. They're kind of in the middle of South America, from my understanding, Alex. South America is a big place. A lot of those places I wouldn't know either, because I don't know. I don't really know what a lot of major capitals are in countries in South America. I've been doing Kingdom Hearts 2 critical mode for the first time. Playing on difficulty above normal, and it's damn been fun. Yeah, apparently, well, Kingdom Hearts is Kingdom Hearts is meant to be one of those ones that the action game is so good that you can just enjoy the like hard aspects of it. To the degree that's like people consider it one of the better action games that you can play. Like the end game for Kingdom Hearts 2 is very, very fun. St. John is in the Caribbean? Oh, really? It is interesting to see how different approaches to fireworks across the globe, where some places just spam it up. Like, I think the Sydney ones are pretty bad. I don't think they're great, but Japan, you can see this is just they're just doing individual ones, and this feels a lot more normal. This is Tokyo, by the way. It's Tokyo. Whoa, dude, look at this building! This is in Dubai. Dude, look at this building! This is gorgeous! It's like a shard of blue. How have they done that? Oh, that's amazing! Oh, look at this building! This is like something out of a bloody, like... Oh my god, that's so cool! So you don't need fireworks. You should do this. This stuff's more cool. Oh, no way. Are they doing like a fireworks-less fireworks? Or they've just turned their building into a kaleidoscope? Oh, that's very cool. Dubai raising the game here. The fireworks here are pretty short. It's like 2 minutes, and we have very isolated ones. Usually it's like 10 minutes at least in most places. I feel like 20 minutes to half an hour in some places can be really over the top. Like this video this is like a 20-minute video, but it starts about halfway through, so. This is pretty cool. Yeah, that's correct, Kit. It's interesting because I know a friend of a friend is like a fireworks dude. Like he actually goes out into the boat and does them in various areas and stuff like that. I can't imagine doing them on barges. That seems like terrifying to me. It used to be over 15 minutes in past years. I feel like it's a bit much. I'm the type of person, I think, short, sweet, and very like coordinated. Like, I feel like this is not over the top. Like, they're not actually using that many, and they're doing it in a way that it's like, look, using that building as a center point. I think this is just gorgeous. This is a better way of doing it. I want a laser show. That's the funny thing. They've done that in Sydney a few years, but I feel like it's just at a certain point too much smoke ends up in the air, and then you just like it's like kind of destroys it. But using this building for this is really good. I think this is just really good. Oh look, it's across the city. Look at that. There's ones just happening in the background as well. I love how like everyone in frame when they're doing these recordings that are like watching through their phone. This is actually it's a really good visual display as well on the screens as well. Like that 3D display looks really nice too. Very impressed. I could probably watch all of that. I'm gonna be honest, but I might not watch 20 minutes of fireworks. She recording the camera? What's happening here? And just various music that plays. But yeah, Happy New Year for the second time. We'll do another New Year in an hour's time for New York, and we'll actually be in North America, and we'll get to celebrate the North Americans. New York City. Well, actually, maybe we can... I wonder if we can watch... Let's see if we can watch... Surely New York City. New York... that's not what I want. I want to go to YouTube. Let's go to New York City live fireworks. Do they have a live one right now? Breathtaking fireworks show in New York City right now. No, this is fake. There's so many fake ones. I hate when there's fake ones. Okay, these ones look legit. This looks legit. We've got legit New York City right there. Let's see if this is legit. This looks legit too. All right, I think those are legit. So let's hold on to those ones and we can watch them later. But for now, I'm gonna BRB and then we can come back and maybe we can do some games or something else. But sit tight. Hope you enjoyed the recap and Happy New Year. Be right back.